Hey, this is BG.
This is Chogilo.
Hey, this is Take This.
Hey, what's up? This is Seville.
Yo, this is Dan Banter, and you're listening to
You're listening to
the Salt Shaker podcast.
And you're listening to the Salt Shaker podcast. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Salt Shakers. Tonight we're going across the ditch one more time there. We've got a special guest there and he will be joining us very, very shortly. So here we go.
Welcome to the Super Salt Shaker Podcast. Chrono. Get ready for the next podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Salt Shakers there. I am your host Chrono and tonight we've got a very special guest there. He's also, he's one of the best Xiaoyu players in Oceania. Welcome, Yiggs.
Hey, am I doing all right?
Yeah, no, you're doing fine, man. I think I should be the one that needs to step it up there. I'm not feeling very well, so it's not really a good impression, hey?
It's all right, man. It's that time of year.
Yeah, definitely. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Just got off a long shift today.
Oh, yeah, it's always good just to chill at home and everything. Just crack open a cold beer, I guess.
I suppose I'm drinking Milo and milk at the moment, so not quite beer.
Oh, Milo's all good. But yeah, let's get right into it. So, Yiggs there, I've known you for as long as I've played Tekken, really. Basically we have a bit in common there, so we're both Xiaoyu main players, and I guess that it's going to be like a episode of cancer there.
Oh, it's the good kind of cancer.
It's a good kind of cancer, yeah. Not the evil cancer that kills people, but good cancer, good wholesome cancer that sort of makes people go, or sort of like induces the salt. Yeah, I think that we just lost him there. I'm not too sure what happened. Cool. There he is.
Am I still on?
Yeah, you're still on there. Nah, cool. Tell us about how it all began for you, Yiggs. How it all began, how you got the name, how you started playing Tekken. Yeah, just let us know.
Well, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Yiggs. You can call me Yiggs or Tom. Tom for short, Yiggs for short, whatever. I am from Australia, Brisbane, Australia, and I play Xiaoyu. That was probably all in the intro, but how I started, man. Like, how does everyone else start? We all started as console scrubs, right?
It seems like it's a very, very common story.
Yeah, I mean, I think my first brush with competitive video games, competitive, so to speak, was when I was really young, probably 7 years old, actually. I think like every other Australian-born Chinese person, I would go grocery shopping with mum and the local TVB. You know what TVB is? Do they have that across the ditch? Yeah, we got TVB cassette shop. Because it's like rental shop, and they had a Street Fighter 2 machine there.
We've actually had those in New Zealand as well. You basically just go and rent cassette tapes and stuff. Of just recorded Chinese drama or something like that.
Yeah, all pirated, of course. And I'd go with mum. The place I used to go to was Market Square, and I think, it's been a long time, eh? But I used to beg mum for like 20 cents. It was 20 cents a game back then, and used to play with all the other kids. But I think that's where it all started, man. That's where I got hooked on games. That's where I ruined my life. And
life. Oh, come on, man. Come on. You got to put that stuff on. You got to put that shit on silent.
Sorry about that.
We're doing a podcast here, mate.
That's pretty much it, man. Started with Street Fighter 2.
Okay.
But I mean, you obviously couldn't go to the shops all the time because I was 7 years old or something, 6 years old.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think it all really started when we got our Super Nintendo. I had a mate who lived pretty close by, and he had the Hong Kong. It's like a pirate floppy disk reader, and he had all the games. So we used to go over there and play.
Some of those ones actually have, those floppy disks. They actually have like 2 to 3 floppies per game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think capacity of a floppy disk is 1.4 megs, and like Street Fighter 2, I think at the time was like 3 megs.
Yeah.
And like you'd have to load up three disks to properly run the game, and like it'd load it from RAM or something. But like, yeah, we didn't have arcade sticks or anything, so all control pads back then, and like throwing the Abugans and the Oyugans, Aleku. Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, hey.
Yeah, now, well, what about Tekken? How did that all begin for you?
Tekken? I think it goes back to this was when I was maybe like 8 or 9. No, would have been Tekken 2. So I do the maths. I don't know, 94 or something.
Okay.
Actually, we went to Canada for my aunt's wedding, and we had to take a cruise ship or something to somewhere in Canada. I forget where, because I don't think she ended up getting married. But like, the wedding was called off last minute. But like, I got to play some sweet Tekken though. It was on the cruise ship. We had like an arcade on there, and I played Tekken 2. And I think the first character I ever picked was actually Law.
Well, yeah, like most of us do, really.
Yeah, Bruce Lee, man. Bruce Lee.
Definitely. Now, well, speaking of cruise ships and Street Fighter, your story kind of reminded me of Jackie Chan's City Hunter. That one where he basically gets chucked into a machine and then he turns into Chun-Li.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't turn into Chun-Li or anything. But,
you probably turned into Xiaoyu.
I turned into Yiggs, but yeah. I think I don't know. Like, I didn't really play much until maybe grade 8, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a friend from Malaysia. He was called John. Like, back then, I had a SNES. I didn't have his PlayStation or anything. But like, he invited us over, and we played. He had Tekken 3. It was pirated, of course. And he had a PS1. It was modded. I remember that. And like, that's where I got hooked on it. We used to go over like every Saturday Arvo. We used to play games with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I think like everyone else, it's like kind of natural selection. There was like 4 or 5 of us, and like we all like, you compete, you get competitive. You're young boys, right? And yeah, we all started playing. I of course I actually chose Law back then. Like, I was a Law main back then, but it wasn't until because this is the story of how I got a PlayStation. I probably told this a million times on my own stream, but like, I didn't have much money back then, and I wanted my own PlayStation after playing all this shit at John's house, right?
Right. Okay.
So the way I made money was I sold stuff at school, like lollies, cans of Coke, and stuff.
Oh, you're
like,
a hustler, were you?
Yeah. You gotta respect the hustle, man. But like, you sold lollies, you bag them up at home, little baggies. Sold Coke, $2.50 a can. It was like,
it was expensive.
Hey man, Tuck Shop was selling it like $3.60 or something, $2.60.
Oh, okay.
I was actually cheaper.
So you were kind of undercutting them a bit, were you?
Yeah. I mean, and then I got found out by the fuzz, got found out by the teacher. Someone dogged on me, I guess. And my business kind of ended there. I went on hiatus for a little bit.
Okay.
But then I think Dad made a right decision. He invested in ADSL. I think we were one of the first families to get it at school. And I used to buy. I invested about $50 into a spindle of CDs, and I download stuff.
I know where this is heading.
Yeah. So like, the margin was even higher because it'd be $1 a CD. I'd sell it for $5 each. So like, do the maths. Like 5 times 50. That's like $2.50 a spindle. It's pretty good. And like, depending on what it was and how many CDs it took, I charged a little bit more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I did the same thing. This was in high school, actually. So yeah, it was actually. Yeah. Well, I was doing like CDs, for like pretty much audio CDs.
Yeah, music.
I was doing emulators and everything as well. Yeah. Just things like that. So I guess it was sort of on the similar page.
Yeah, I mean, like, you want the new Jay Chow, you want the new Joey Young or whatever. Bloody, I don't listen to Canto Pop or anything, but like, they wanted it, man. I had it. who get it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I got my PlayStation and got my mod chip as well. It was called like shit. What was it called, man? Yeah, I went to a place called Blade. It's closed down now, but yeah, that's where it all started. But I think I got Tekken 3 demo disc.
Yep.
And
that was only like Eddie and Xiaoyu, right?
Yeah, that's right. So like faced with the binary choice, of course you go with the Chinese girl, right? You don't want to play as a black guy, right?
Oh, that's pretty racist.
Is this kind of podcast?
It's okay.
I've told this story before.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're all racist, and to some extent. I mean, well, I'm not really racist. I just hate everyone equally.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Are you Chinese?
Yeah, I'm Chinese.
Yeah, it's the Chinese way, man.
Yeah, of course.
Say it, everyone.
Yeah. So, so basically, you got a mod chip, and you got the demo and everything. And you're playing Xiaoyu. So how did you actually, how did you learn, to play someone? Because I mean, Xiaoyu's kind of difficult to pick up, really.
Oh, well, I just played my little sister, man. Like, just beat up on her all day long. I think we got like, did you guys get Hyper Magazine over there in New Zealand?
I believe so. I didn't really keep up with it though.
Yeah, I mean they had I think it was Hyper. I can't remember. Maybe it was PlayStation Official, but they had move lists on there. So, because I remember the demo didn't have a move list, and like you'd mash it out, and yeah. I mean, like I wasn't any good. I knew that, but like I got my mod chip. I had my demo, but like eventually John bought me a copy of Tekken 3 as well.
Okay.
And like we used to play. In terms of getting good, I think it was grade. Well, I wasn't good. I'm never good, but I think natural selection, right? Like I discovered Tekken Zaibatsu, and like that group of 4 or 5 dudes that we used to play with, we just I just became better than them because like Zaibatsu had everything, right? Like you had combos, you had strategies and everything, so it kind of thinned the herd, and then like that's when I kind of became a mall scrub back in grade 10 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, right. Okay, then. So basically, you were just sort of a bully to your sister, and then all of a sudden you became a little bit better by discovering Tekken Zaibatsu, just like most of us did.
Yeah.
So that would have been in Tekken Tag 1, I guess.
Yeah, I used to lurk that. The arcade was called Replay, and we'd have these things called ISF, ISAs in high school, independent study afternoons. So like, what you do is you rock up to school in an extra set of clothes, and you go down to the city and play games instead of studying. So I think.
We can tell what kind of student you are.
Grade A, like A pluses all around, man. Like, always.
Just never study, just getting grade A's.
Yeah, nah, not really. No, I never got A's. I was a B student, man. Like I never really got too into school, man. That's why I'm here. I'm doing your podcast, man. Like,
of course, man. Like it's a B show for a B player,
Yeah, that's right.
So, so when did you actually start getting competitive in the whole Tekken scene?
I think, like, to be honest, like, I was still scrubbing around until like DR.
Oh, okay. Oh, and I think someone's calling him.
My sister.
Okay.
Competitive? Yeah, I guess I played DR. DR a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think up until 5.0, I think Brisbane was pretty bad with nurturing new players. Hey, like, do you know Bill Pichu?
No.
Well, anyway, we had this little group. I guess we were the scrubby players. Bill was one of the better players back then, I think, but he kind of was the first one to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you know Catfish.
Yes, I know Catfish.
Yeah, he was one of the ones that actually approached us. I think the rest of the guys were pretty unapproachable, like because like we were all shit back then. So I think your social standing was kind of decided by how good you were at the game. I'm glad it's not like that anymore, but like I guess that's how it was.
Just how it
then.
is back then. Because I mean, I remembered when I started picking up, I started getting okay at Tekken 5. Doing combos and juggles and things like that. So yeah, it was basically just a very, very unfriendly area, the arcades. It's just like, oh, this guy's not very good. Okay, we're not going to talk to him. And, or this guy's really good. Okay, you want to go out for dinner? So there's this hierarchy of players, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's always going to be like that. It's always going to be like that.
Not anymore, though. Like, not when the console version's out. And especially Tekken 7, I think that, the whole culture of the whole game has changed, really.
Yeah, definitely. I guess... Yeah, we're trying to be a lot more inclusive these days. I hope so. Anyway, that's why I made that little Discord. I think we're doing pretty well over there. And in terms of Australia's pretty friendly now, like super friendly actually.
Yeah.
Everyone's super nice. Like, of course, there's going to be state rivalries and everything.
Yeah,
but
it's sort
in
of
terms
same
of
as same as Auckland and Wellington, really. Yeah, we've always got these rivalries going around and things like that. So yeah, it's always good.
Yeah. But back to Catfish. Like that guy used to come over to my house. Like I think this was in. This would have been after high school. So like first year uni.
Yep.
I studied food technology and like what a waste of time, man. But I finished that off, but I think it took me 3 years to graduate from that course. And Catfish used to bloody come over every week, a few times a week.
Yeah,
play till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever. And like he'd tell his mom he was going to get milk or something, and like we'd just play all day.
Oh, wow.
I think that's where I really first like learned about the game.
Yeah.
Like frames and like tech traps and all that stuff. Yeah.
So why did you stick with Xiaoyu when you were like a Law main? I mean, Law was pretty good back then, but obviously, there's got to be some reason why you've stuck with Xiaoyu because, she, like I said before, she's not an easy character to pick up, and she's got a lot of move sets that's actually, there's some of it is just, you don't really need it. You basically, you just select a few other moves, put them together, and there's your combos.
I think she was just fun to play, man. Like, that's pretty much it. Like, why do you play games? You play to have fun, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, at the same time, like, I think back then, like, Brisbane was very... people were pretty angry, man. Like, I wasn't very good at all, but I used to abuse the shit out of back-turn throws because it was true 50-50 back then, right?
Yeah,
it was one or two, but yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, tag one, like... I played, I think my main team was Devil and Ling, or Ling and Panda.
Right.
And basically, you just get back turn and then you throw them. People couldn't break throws back then either. Like, it was bad. And back turn throw, you can't see the arms either. So, and people used to complain so much about that, man. And, like, I think part of me was scared of everyone, but, like, part of me just really liked making people salty. And, like, getting them W's, gotta get them wins, man.
Yeah, for sure. So that was back in Tag and all that.
Yeah, Tag 1.
She was pretty good back in Tag, I'm not going to lie.
I think she was... she was upper. Yeah, upper tier.
Yeah. Her sidesteps was really, really good, though.
Oh, man, amazing. By a triple sidestep, get around, like, 180 or more degrees, man.
You can actually just do, like... You can pretty much just go to the back of them if you do it correctly.
Yeah,
and just probably launch them with back turn 4.
Yeah, it was harder to punish back then too because it's a ridiculous pushback like every other move.
Yeah. Did you spam a lot of California rolls and things like that?
Oh, all the time, man. It's I still do it, man. People complain about it still to this day. Well, you learn
it's
how
just
to
so
counter it,
ridiculous
please.
how it can actually go below mids. Like, basically, like let's say Kazuya's, down forward 2. It ducks that.
It depends on when you do it. I think it's later on into the move that it crushes a bit more because, I think halfway through the move she actually like disappears off the screen or something. I guess.
Wow. Okay.
No, she doesn't. But like she gets really small. She rolls up into a little ball. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's basically back in Tag 1. I mean, I played a lot of Tag 1, but this is basically, just, and at friends' places and things like that, we would just jam Tekken. I never really got into Tekken until Tekken 5, really, and I didn't really play. I didn't really play Xiaoyu back in Tekken Tag. It was more or less in Tekken 4 where I played Miharu. And then when Tekken 5 came out, I'm like, "Where's Miharu?" And then people were like, "Oh, well, if you're gonna use Miharu, if you like using Miharu, just use Xiaoyu." I'm like, "Oh, what? That sucks." I want to use Miharu.
Miharu's broken, man.
Yeah, she's
Did
actually
you know
a little
about
bit better, right?
Yeah, she had in back turn. You could actually sidestep right, and I guess they didn't like program was it recovery frames into the move into the sidestep, so you could just do it continuously, and they could never hit you because tracking was bad in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, well, everything is bad in that game except for Jin.
No, Ling was top tier, man. If you played her right,
Really?
she was top tier.
I think Jin was top tier.
100%. Yeah, Jin was top tier and undisputed, but like Ling was a good counter to Jin because she had a back one. She could actually get out of the just frame laser scraper.
Oh, it's because it's so fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I know where you're coming from.
6 frames back then.
Yeah. So, well, basically, all that time you've always been playing Xiaoyu as a main player, as a main character.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Ling, one character, man, for life.
Yeah, I think that you're sort of you're sort of similar to me. Like I basically use Xiaoyu, and then I pick up different characters, and then when I go to the next game, I still use her as the first character, and then I just start picking up people again. I have to relearn them.
I'm not like that. I just go Ling, man. If they took Ling out of the game, I'll probably stop playing the game.
You're probably just commentate, eh?
Yeah. I'd probably just lose passion for the game. Hey, that's all I know, man. That's all I grew up with.
Yeah. Imagine if they just changed her her playstyle completely.
Well, that's a little bit different because she's still technically in the game, and I'll probably still play her. It's kind of like a lot of people get hit with this in T7, Abby, the Beast.
Yeah, yep.
He lost all his mains. He plays Bruce and Marduk.
Yep.
And neither of them are in the game. Bruce got replaced by Josie, and you can say it's the same, but it's not the same at all. He doesn't have Black 2 or anything. He's got similar strings, but it's not the same. And some people are saying that Marduk is actually Gigas, but
It's just all hearsay, really.
Yeah.
Nah, well, basically, I just say that if they pretty much change Xiaoyu, let's say for example, it's just sort of similar to what they did with Iori in King of Fighters. You still play her?
Yeah, I give it a go. If I'm struggling too hard, I'll probably just be one of those guys that just complains all day. Probably. That's what anyone else can do. I don't think I'm strong-minded enough like Raven Boy. He probably lost Raven. And he had to pick up the game from the start because he didn't play anyone else. Yeah, he's got Master Raven now, but you can imagine him sweating balls all the way through 7.0.
Yeah,
he just didn't know. And funnily enough, a friend called me the night before the release of those characters, the trailers.
Uh-huh.
And she told me, well, that person told me that, Tom, Master Raven and Bob, hey. Raven and Bob.
Yeah.
And we got so hyped, man. I rang up Raven Boy, he was at work, and he didn't get the message because he's a technophobe. He's got a 2G phone, but I think his phone blew up at 5 o'clock that day.
Okay. So they're like going, oh yeah, you got your main back. You got your main back.
Yeah, no excuses now, right?
Yeah. Who was he playing beforehand?
He played Lily and Yoshi. So,
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that's interesting there. So anyway, I mean, that's basically how you got, how you started maining Xiaoyu. But what do you think about her in this installment? Personally, I think that it's really good that they've given her some damage output. But what about
damage?
A lot of damage. But,
dude, man.
Yeah. Well, what do you
think? I don't know, like it just feels so. I feel dirty sometimes playing her, but at the same time, not really. It's been a long time coming, man. Like you should know. You started at T5, right?
Yep.
That was the low point of Xiaoyu actually, because she was top tier in Tekken 3. She was very high tier in Tekken Tag.
Yep.
She was top tier in T4 again, right?
Well, Miharu was, right?
T5. No, Ling herself was top tier in T4.
Oh, okay.
Then come to T5, she dropped severely. Like, she just trashed. Like, she didn't have tracking. She couldn't get in very well. And, like, 5.0, she was okay because they didn't have that scrub roll thing. You know, the hold back to escape everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back then, she had shooting star into 4-3.
Yeah.
And that was guaranteed unless you held forward. Not many people did back then, but like you came in at the low point, man. She was so dirty back in the day.
Oh, okay. Well, what about in terms of like DR and stuff? I mean, I really enjoyed using her in DR.
DR, she was a lot better than 5.1. 5.1, she got nerfed even more, believe it or not.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy 5.1. I found that game to be too weird for me.
DR was way better than 5.1. What was it? DR, she was better because the movement. I think it was the movement that was better because back then the jam was such that right into AOP, and that that just went under everything, everything under the sun.
Yeah, I think that Kyoke, he was another Xiaoyu player, and we used to just sort of trade texts and stuff like that. So there's actually a few people that was that played Xiaoyu as a main. So you've got Kyoke, you've got Blah, which he's dropped off the scale, and you've got myself, and there's another player that plays Xiaoyu, but he mains Horang now, which is iMash or Neil, what everybody likes to call him. So
I've seen that name before.
Yeah. So they're quite they've been old school Xiaoyu players and things like that, and I've learned a lot from them really.
Yeah. I mean, there haven't been that many Ling mains in Brisbane or Australia.
Yeah.
There's like there was a guy called Patrick back then, and there was another one called Des.
Yeah.
They were a lot better than me back then.
Yep.
I think this was the way up until bloody T6 or something. They were so good, but like they never came out to events. So like, well, what can you do, right?
Yeah.
There was another guy called Sop. Is Josky now?
Okay.
Also, but he is.
But we're basically in 2017 now, and you're pretty much known in Australia as the Xiaoyu player, right?
Well, I suppose, like, probably because no one else really plays her. But like,
she's
I wouldn't.
Like so good though. She's like top tier, and like nobody wants to pick her up.
She's not a character that you can just pick up. It's all experience. I mean, we've been playing this game for 15 odd years, 17. I don't know. Like, I've been playing this game for a long time, so I think all that experience, like from being playing the demo all the way up to now, it's all experience that counts towards the character. And like, I think like all that legacy skill just adds up, especially for Ling, because you have to know when to bust out the Kelly rolls, when to AOP, to like do shenanigans, and like you can't just hey look, Ling's top tier. I'm gonna pick her up and I'm gonna be the best. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And like you, I'm sure you've read all the tier lists from Nobby and Ni. They all put Ling right up there, right? Like Ni, I get it. He's a robot and like he's the best. He's the Michael Jordan of Tekken, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
He's a bit washed up now, but like he's undeniably the best of all time. But he plays Ling. If you've ever seen his Ling, it's like so boring. It's so boring.
So he's just basically plays fundamental, right?
Yeah, he's being Ni. But you see Nobby though. I think he's just a genius, man. He plays Ling like a Ling player. And I think for the longest time, he was actually the highest ranked Ling player in T7.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that Nobby actually played Xiaoyu.
He plays everyone, man.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think about Tanukana as a Xiaoyu player?
She's pretty good. Like, she's I think the story goes she was an Anna player back in the day. Mm-hmm. Anna Lily. Yeah. But they took Anna out of the game. So she picked up Ling. And I guess it just worked out for her style. Like, she plays super aggressive. Tanukana she's super aggressive. She leans heaps into the 50-50 game.
Yeah, I can see that.
And if you play solid, then she has trouble getting it. So, like, I don't know if you've been following, but, like, she gets wrecked pretty easily by solid, like, Jack players or just, like, American-style beats her, hey. And, like, Filipino-style beats her as well. Because I have a mate in the Philippines. His name is... what's his game name? I don't know. But his name is Francis. But he beat her in mirrors.
Okay.
This was during... what was that? Was it C Major?
Okay.
The one where Grand Finals was...
Is that the one where he was the one that, it was a Xiaoyu mirror and then he eliminated her, right?
Yeah.
I think I know that one.
Yeah, Rev Major. Thanks, Raven Boy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she's not an easy character to pick up, hey. She's fun to play at all levels, I believe. Mm-hmm. And, like, I think it tests you, I guess, because like you start off, she's really good, right? Like you got size 3, you're a scrub, no one can see size 3, and then you go intermediate, and like you go in the slump. Once you get over that slump, she becomes top tier again because she's got all these tricks. And once you get past the intermediate phase, you know, high tier players.
Yeah,
she goes into the big slump. That's the biggest one. I'm probably still in that slump.
Yeah,
where you're kind of relying a little bit too much on the shenanigans and like instead
you sort
of like
need to go back to basics, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I've hit that slump as well. Like, I basically keep getting knocked out by a lot of players that, like, you know, that a lot of people think that I can beat quite easily, but then, you know, I just end up losing to them very, very badly, and I get so angry at that. And, and then I've got, like, Zazob always telling me, he's like, look, you need to get back to basics there, mate. You know, or else you're just going to keep losing.
I mean, that's the thing with playing Ling. She's got, like, I've been lectured so many times by so many players, like Willis, Catfish, bloody everyone. But, like, you have access to all these shenanigans. Why would you go back to the basics, right?
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
I understand, like, you have to, but I don't know, it's just hard to.
That's the thing, like, you know, I'm starting to do this kind of training right now, like, you know, when I'm going to, play mates and things like that. They're basically just telling me, it's just like, look, use more 1-2s, use more down forward 1s and things. Stay away from shit like, you know, AOP, you know, when you run up to them or something like that, or else you're just going to get launched. Yeah, just simple things like that.
I mean, if I can give you any advice, like, don't listen to them that much, because the thing I learnt is like you got to play to your strengths, and if you're fundamentally not a solid player, then you're just trying to be something that you're not. But like, say you're versing JDCR, okay?
Yes.
You're saying you got to be solid, but like it's like you're trying to beat like let's say JDCR is the and you're kind of playing the same solid style as him.
Yeah.
And like you'll never be as good as him. Like I'm not saying you're bad, but like no one's ever going to be as solid as JDCR, right? So like, why would you play the same style as him if you know that you can't beat him at his own game? You know, like you got to lean into something else. You know, do what works for you. I guess.
Yeah, for
what I'm
sure.
trying to say.
Yeah, no, well, that's definitely some good advice there from a Xiaoyu player to another Xiaoyu player.
I mean, like, trust me, I've been through that slump as well, because I think when I used to hang out with Colin and Willis a lot, they like really solid Tekken players, and I went through the biggest slump, like trying to learn that solid style, and like I guess no one really explained it to me, so I thought that playing solid was just holding back, doing down forward one, like chipping low here and there with punishing backdash, whatever. Like, and I was just like playing out of my comfort zone, and it just like it ended up with me just losing to players that I know I can beat if I use the whole arsenal. But like no one really explains it to you. But like, I guess what I'm trying to say is you gotta. Everyone's playing the same game, like, and everyone kind of has to play by the same rules, right? But if you're playing Ling, you kind of have a different set of rules to everyone else.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I've sort of gotten, to understand, after playing Tekken for quite some time. I mean, yes, she is going to be different. She does have her own set of moves, and, she's got a different kit altogether than all the generic players.
Different kit.
It is a kit. Or how do you guys call it? Kit.
Kit? I don't even say kit, man. Just call it a move list, bro.
I call it a kit. I like to call it a kit.
All right. Fair enough.
All right.
I mean,
yeah, go on.
Have you seen that movie Cool Runnings?
Yes.
Yeah, about the bobsledding?
Yeah.
It's like that, okay? So you got like the Reese, the Jamaican, that like Jamaicans trying to make it to the Olympics, but like they all stuff up and they end up in a bobsled team, right? Mm-hmm. And like I think the whole movie is about like a identity crisis.
Yeah.
And like, I think the underlying theme is that the Reese wants to be like the Swiss, right? Mm-hmm. And the Swiss in this case is kind of like JDCR, okay?
Yeah.
And the Reese is like us, okay? Ling players. It's like the Swiss, the bobsledding is in their DNA. Like they're bobsledding to school and stuff, right? But like the Jamaican, we're runners, right? We're running to school on our feet. Like, how are you going to beat them at your own game? Like short set, I guess T7 is really anyone's game. But I mean, there's no way you're going to win a DM against Ni if you're just trying to play like Ni or JDCR.
Yeah.
So I guess, you just gotta feel the rhythm.
No, for sure.
You gotta be like Sangha, you know? Sangha.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's actually really cool, 101, like, sort of methods of playing Xiaoyu and everything is sort of just play your own game, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you very much for that. What we'll do is, we'll go into the next segment. So what we'll do is we'll just go on a first break, guys. I'm very sorry. I just wanted to confessed really, because I did actually pre-record my plugs because I'm not actually feeling very well. My nose is just dripping like a tap, and I just cannot put it together. I cannot actually speak confidently. So we'll just go into our first break, guys. We'll be right back.
Some pseudoephedrine will dry that right up, bro.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, here we go. Right, I also want to make special mentions to our next tournament that's coming up. Off-season Salt. Yes, that's right. This is presented by Mighty Ape. our good friends Mighty Ape there are holding a tournament, and that's going to be held at the Mega Web Cafe over on Hobson Street. Now this is going to basically be a Tekken and Street Fighter only event. So what I'm going to basically do is I'll just post the link to sign up in the chat there. So what are you guys waiting for? Come on, man. Just come on down. Show us what you got. Do it. Do it now. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go on our first break there. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this. This is Chrono.
This is a new guy, and he's not that good in terms of basic. But what can I say? He's spamming these unseeable moves, and he was beating us, right?
Yeah.
So I was quite pissed, but at the same time, I couldn't say I'm pissed because that would look very bad.
Oh my god!
Instead,
can you tell me, in your honest opinion, in our community, who do you think are the heels? Or, I should say, bad guys.
We're gonna make some enemies with this
No,
one.
you won't.
No.
It's all for fun.
Okay, yeah.
All for fun.
I think maybe Sivio?
Fastest interview, in there, answering him, I'm sitting there like, so, when was a time when you had to use your creativity to get yourself out of a mess with a customer? And in my head, I'm just like, oh man, I really need a shit.
G'day guys, Yiggs here. You're listening to Salt Shakers. Stay salty and stay Yiggs.
Hey, this is the D-Sam.
This is Pinolicious.
Hey, this is Neil.
Hey, this is Rainbow.
Yo, it's your boy Cupsy, and you're listening to the...
And you're listening to...
And you're listening to...
You're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And you're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And we're back, guys. So for those that just tuned in, I have Yiggs with me from Australia, all across the ditch. Hello.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to you as well. So, basically, yeah, just wanted to get to the second segment there. So obviously we've learnt about, your passion for the game, for Tekken, and everything there. So let's talk about you. Let's talk about Tom and everything. So, I know you'd like to say, "Oh, I'm not a very interesting person," but let's hear it. Like, so what else do you like to do apart from playing Tekken? Is there any other games that you like to play or anything like that?
Oh man, like I work full time now. It's
yeah, so do I. So does the rest of the people that actually play, a lot of the competitive games like Tekken and everything.
I mean, I'm there 40. I think it's like 42 hours a week. With what little time I have, I guess I'm either streaming.
Yeah,
like I stream.
Yeah, you stream. Yeah, you've got a pretty big stream there. With quite like over 1,000 followers.
It's all right. It's all right.
Good on you, mate.
And like I guess any other time, I'm just spending time with the girlfriend. It's just been super busy.
I actually thought you were married at one point. People were saying that you were married.
Not that I know of, man.
You might as well be, right?
Like I've certainly been in a lot of relationships, but no, never to that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, free time, just I play a bit of music. Like right now, the biggest thing I've been doing is like building furniture because the girlfriend got a new house and she moved in.
Yep.
And I'm so bloody sick of like IKEA stuff. I've graduated from the Allen key. I've actually cut off a bit of the Allen key and put it in a Power Tools. So,
right.
Like it's a bit faster like that,
Oh yeah.
Become a pro at that as well.
Yeah. So you're just building and putting furniture together, is it?
I mean, look, I love building stuff, but like I like building the stuff that I like, and I the rest of my free time, I guess I'm building arcade sticks. I know Jamie does that, right? You do it as well? I think?
Yeah, well, for me, is I sort of focus on the aesthetic side of things there by having like design put onto the stick and things like that. So nothing too drastic. I mean, I started sort of looking into modifying to my liking and things like that, but anything after that, not really. I mean, I always wanted to build an enclosure, but that we'll save that conversation for another day, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, arcade sticks, pretty much it. Like I've been playing, I don't know, like Steam sales. I didn't buy anything. I bought this game a while back. It's called Shadow Tactics. I've been playing that a little bit. It's like a ninja RTS game. It's,
right. Okay.
Oh no, I lie. I bought PUBG recently.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. You did actually say something about PUBG. I remembered you playing it, and then I messaged you on Steam, and I said, "Is this worth getting?" And you're like, "Nah, it's AIDS."
I didn't say that. That wasn't me. I love that game.
It's either yourself or something, or either you're just trolling or something. But yeah, it's just like, oh, it's AIDS.
Nah, man, that was definitely not me. I never say something. It's not me. Other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Fortnite with Raven Boy and Juice and his mate.
Oh, shout outs to Raven Boy, eh?
Yeah, Raven Boy.
You and him have been friends for quite a while, I take it? He did draw your picture.
Friends is going a little bit too far.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of my rival. Like, I hate to bring it back to Tekken again, but like that's why we're here, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Me and him, we go back bloody years.
Yeah.
We've had this bloody rivalry for the longest time, man. Like 15 years or something.
Yeah. So
and
he's
like,
basically been playing Tekken as long as you have.
Yeah. Oh, I've been playing a little bit longer, but like he was new to the scene back then, and like we all thought it was a bit of a joke. But like, look at him now, man. Like, look at him now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Coming second at YSB. What a legend.
I know. But what about you? Coming first or something like that? Like winning that glass trophy that Gabe wanted so much?
Whatever. You know how it is. He said it was getting quite lonely at the top, so I took it away from him. Actually, funny enough, man, like my girlfriend called me up the other day and she's like, "Oh, like I've still got that dick that like you won at second place." Okay, the cards on the table. It's like we have PvP Gaming and they've been running a lot of events for us. Second place always gets like a joke prize, and like I think it was an IESF qualifier.
Yeah,
I came second in that, right? And they gave me a big penis-shaped drink bottle, and like I've been holding on to that for a while. So
that's actually so cool.
Not my kind of thing.
Like a novelty item, you know.
Yeah, yeah, but I got to give that to Gabe because he came second at the 1-Up tournament.
So that was actually for him.
Yeah. Yep. So Amy's been trying to get rid of that dick. Yeah.
Well,
give it back to him.
So with that there, I mean, so you've got, so that one trophy that Gabe wanted to win, you actually took it. Where is it sitting at right now?
I put it up with all my little brother's awards. He's an overachiever. He's got like a stack of trophies and stuff for like academics and sports and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that I ever put up there in my whole bloody life.
Oh no.
Wow, okay.
So he's the one that like that's his trophies, and then you just have your little one right there.
He's the golden boy, man. He's the golden boy.
True. There's always that one kid, There's always that one sibling that always does really, really well at whatever they do.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get him into. I beat him up too badly. He doesn't want to play. But like, did you get the SNES Mini?
No, we actually only had like very, very limited amounts, and plus, I wanted to get it, but then I looked at the list and I'm like, you know what? Screw this. There's no Chrono Trigger. I don't want to play this.
Mate, you can hack it, bro.
I know.
Do you know anything about piracy?
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm kind of really white Asian, white Chinese. So
that's the worst kind,
I don't
bro.
I don't really. I mean, I can speak the language, but I prefer English.
Nah, me too. But like, you gotta speak the language, saving money, and like putting cool stuff on your SNES Mini. Like, anyway, like I put new challenges. Yeah, new challenges on the SNES. With I've been playing with my brother, Street Fighter 2, and like he's been getting into that, and like I'm gonna shoehorn his way into Tekken somehow. Like he's finishing up high school soon, so maybe I can corrupt him after that because like marks are too important. This is the Chinese way.
So you guys have got like typical Asian parents.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I sort of living the Asian dream, but like not really because I got trash marks. Okay, we got the OP system in Brisbane.
Okay.
Which is what is it? It's like a grade point system, but I got like pretty average, man. Like pretty bloody average, and like part of it's because of Catfish coming over every night. I didn't get time to study, but like I finished up like stoner white boy level, and and like I worked my way back up. I like with the GPA in uni, I transferred into pharmacy. I guess like I didn't say I'm
pharmacy. Okay, well there you go. Yeah. Like the Asian dream, eh? So it's either doctor, medicine, lawyer, engineer.
Pretty much, man. Yeah. Like I took a big roundabout trip, but I'm there. I'm still kind of living the Asian, and I think at least I did it my way, man. I didn't want to be the Swiss, man. I want to stay true to my Jamaican roots.
Another Cool Runnings reference here.
Yeah.
So, what about in terms of like your girlfriend there? And does she know? Obviously, she knows that you play Tekken and everything. Is she okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been in like 6 relationships, and they're all like long-term ones too. Like, and like I think she's been the only one that's been cool with my gaming. Like I think my first girlfriend ever, her name was Clara, and she was cool with my gaming actually, but like I think she like shit happens. We just fell apart.
Yeah.
But like every other girlfriend since her, like they've been like, man, you're a nerd, blah blah blah. It's like, bro, like why are you even with me? Know that I play games, and like, blah blah. Anyway, there's a lot of pent up anger there. Let's not get into that in your beautiful podcast.
Oh no, well, I mean that's what it's all about, man. It's about unleashing that anger on the podcast, which is great.
I mean, like, girls are trouble, man. Like. But like,
well, you know what they say. If you're happy with or without them, but you can't live with or without them.
You can't live without them, man. That's why there's. But like, life is definitely better. Like, I met my girlfriend last December. It's almost our first year anniversary now, and like, I think like I don't want to be like. All mushy and stuff.
Lovey-dovey.
I think she's the one, man. Like that's.
You better put a
I'm
ring
trying
on
my
it,
best. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Yeah, I plan to. I think that's the plan, man.
That's the plan. Oh, that's good. That's
yeah.
good. As long as you have some
cool,
goals.
Man. I mean, you gotta have goals in life, man. Like starting from the smallest goal, like I want to learn how to backdash, all the way to like I want to build a family, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's grown up Yiggs talking.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm 32 this year, man. I'm not young. Certainly not young compared to like the rest of the players these days.
Oh, we've got a lot of uprising stars, especially here in New Zealand as well. Yeah, like there's this one dude. I'm not going to drop his name, but yeah, that guy just lives and breathes Tekken. Like that guy would just get up in the morning, play Tekken, and he does really really well in tournaments. And we actually think that he's going to be one of the best.
That's what we used to be, right? Like we used to live and breathe Tekken. I mean, certainly don't have that much time for it now, but like I still pretty much talk to the boys every bloody hour or two. Like we share messages like talking about how cheap something is, blah blah blah. Yeah. And like it's certainly not like back in the DR days when we wake up, get on the PSP and like play in the toilet, bloody, play during breakfast, play during the car ride or like bus ride to school.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
the
like that
PSP,
anymore.
My goodness. Yeah, the PSP. Don't get me started on that, man. Like, it was so shit. Like, playing on the PSP, the D-pad, because
what?
It was so crap.
PSP was sick, bro.
No, I had
must have gotten the shit one.
I had the fat one, like I had the first edition one, and like
the mushy D-pad, yeah.
So what I had to do is I had to actually take it out, and I had to actually glue a piece of plastic underneath just to raise it a bit, and it was a bit better.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that it used to come with the. If you bought the official game, it came with like a little adapter, I think. Like it's this piece of sticky tape, like an extra layer of control pad.
Well, if you're going to talk about piracy, I didn't buy the game, you see, so
Oh no, me neither.
Yeah,
me neither.
So there you go. There's a bit of Asian. There's a bit of Chinese in there.
Who ever bought any PSP game ever? That system was like the DS, man.
It was a joke.
That was a great system, man.
Yeah, for sure. So, were you like, big on RPGs or anything like that when you were a kid?
Growing up, I didn't get to play too many games. Like, I grew up in an Asian family. I mean, we had a SNES.
Yeah.
We had N64.
Oh, you're a Nintendo guy.
Yeah, I mean, I was Nintendo for life until Tekken, man. PS1, that was the shit. Like, I think my favorite game of all time is Super Mario World. I'm not a speedrunner or anything, but like I love that game to death.
Super Mario World, that's the one on SNES, isn't it?
The one that came with the SNES.
Yeah. No, that's a cool game. Yeah, there was that. There's a speed run that was done recently where you can actually just play on the first stage and then you just glitch your way through the ending. It's crazy.
Yeah. What they do is they write the memory.
Yeah.
By manipulating like the point system. I think. Like you break certain shells at certain pixels, and like it writes to the RAM, and like if you execute it at the end, it'll jump you right to the ending.
Yeah,
there was another glitch actually. The guy actually used that glitch to program Snake and some other guy. I think it was Pong or something into Mario.
Yeah,
it was just insane. I can't believe people can do that.
Yeah, it's crazy, and the funny thing is that they still keep trying to figure out, what's actually, what's doable and what's not. Especially for if you're big on Nintendo 64, Ocarina of Time is a really, really good example. You can actually complete the game, and you don't really need to do any dungeons to be able to finish the game.
Yeah, I think you kill Ganon with a Deku stick or something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
just mind blowing. That's all it is, really.
I'm not sure if you've been following, but there's a guy that did that to Tekken, actually. It's called Dantarion. He's like a Smash Brothers...
Yeah.
He's one of the lead programmers of that... what's that hack called? Project M or something?
Yeah, Project M, yeah. That's the one where you can actually, they actually sort of balanced it in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wrote hacks for T7 that would show hitboxes and frame data and all that. So
he didn't write Tekken Bot, did he?
I think no, that's not him. That's an tool assisted.
Okay.
Oh wait, you mean Tekken Bot as in Discord? Discord frame data bot? Or...
Yeah, that one.
I think no, that was someone else.
Yeah.
That's an easy project, man. That data's not even legit.
What? So some of it is actually off.
Yeah, that is just downloaded off INA Tekken.
Okay.
Ina Tekken.
Yeah.
And some of that stuff is backdated all the way back to Tag 2 or T5.
Yeah.
Some of it's just wrong. It's a big database. You don't expect anyone to rewrite the whole game every time a game comes out. But yeah.
Well, that's why you have updates and things whereas back then, let's say Tekken 5.0 on PS2, you never really got updates or anything. So if something was broken, it'll remain broken forever.
Yeah. We're lucky to have internet. But at the same time, I think internet's kind of ruined it a little bit, Back then, we're so grassroots, like FGC and everything.
Yep.
And, I don't know, FGC, that's why FGC's kind of... FGC and esports is kind of a separate things,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I also wanted to sort of touch base with you in regards to your name as well. So, how did you actually get the name Yiggs?
There was a guy back in grade 8. His name was Raj. It was an Indian dude. And we had a little chat program at school. It was called Yak or something.
Yeah, okay.
It was TCP/IP. And he called himself Niggs. He was black. I didn't make this up, man. And he said I'll be Niggs and you can be Yiggs. That's kind of how I got the name. I didn't make it up. He made it up, but it kind of stuck.
Okay, is it because so Niggs and then Yiggs is because you're yellow, you're Asian?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Let's not get back into that because I know a lot of people have been asking me over the years, and I never talk. That's pretty much it. I'm common and clean.
So that's pretty much it. So it's just Yiggs.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. I try to shy away from that meaning, but that's the origin story of that.
That's the origin story. What about the little quotes that you make up for it, stay Yiggs. Tell us about that.
Stay Yiggs?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know, man. I guess God gave me a large forehead and a big voice, I guess.
A large forehead.
And I think when you're part of a scene for that long, I don't know, like, I never see myself as a top player or anything, but like, I was always there, right? And like, I guess Stay Yiggs was just something that I said. Oh, actually, it came back to OHN S02 number. I think it was 2 or 3 S02s ago.
Okay.
I made some. It was like a summary video. Do you know Rog Kun?
No.
It's like an internet meme.
No.
It's some Aussie dude from the Gold Coast. He's on Fiverr.com and he'll read anything you send him for $5.
Okay.
I'll link you later. It's a stupid thing, but like, I think that OHN, like, there was 4 people that signed up as a variation of Yiggs.
Oh no.
And like, there was, St. George Looper.
Yeah.
He signed up as St. Yiggs. Someone else.
This is news
signed
to
up
me,
as,
actually.
like, some other thing like Lazy Yiggs or something, Lazy Dave.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was a few of them, and like, at the end of the video, I was like, I just made it up. It was just like Stay Yiggs, and it just kind of stuck. It was funny at the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I had to be there.
And like, yeah, nowadays I guess you just say Stay Yiggs. Like, if someone gets wrecked, you say Stay Yiggs. If you get wrecked, like, I say I gotta Stay Yiggs. Blah blah blah. It's some dumb meme thing.
Right, okay. Well, so is that why, when I asked you for a plug, you actually just said Stay Yiggs, stay salty?
Pretty much, man. Like, stay salty, stay Yiggs. It's pretty much it, man.
Well, that's
And
actually
like,
a big
Yiggs.
asset. That's a big asset to, my plugs there. It's good.
No, you're welcome, man. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I guess
for
the
that.
name Yiggs is like associated with a lot of salt, like, especially in Australia, man. Like, I think a lot of the guys in Sydney like spent cards on the table. Like, Brisbane's full of like larrikins. Like, we're all jokers. We don't really take ourselves that seriously, but like, especially the game, like, we like to win, but like, not at the cost of your sanity or like your personality. Like, and we all just love to have a joke. But like, Sydney's super serious, man. Like, those guys, they live and breathe Tekken, and like,
That's
we do
actually
too.
kinda
But
funny.
they're like,
Yeah, that's actually kind of fun because Gabe actually mentioned that as well.
yeah, probably in a more positive light than I am. But like, they're like so serious, and I'm like, bro, these guys, man, they actually kill someone over this game, I reckon. So like, they had all this thing about Tekken etiquette on Tekken Zaibatsu back in the day, like how to do a death match, like, you gotta give someone your points, if you do this, you gotta do that, and they had bloody like 10 pages of rules and shit, and I'm like, bro, someone gonna make fun of this, man. Better be me. And like, I made this was on Tekken Zaibatsu at the time.
So this is
And,
young.
like, I made not as young as you would think. Like, this was only like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I made a parody post of their thing, just talking how serious they were about
Oh
the game.
no.
I mean, the joke's on us. I guess they're inverted commas better than us at the moment, but whatever. Like, and like, I think they bloody hated me for like so many years. Yusef, bloody everyone, bloody burning Yiggs effigies, burning paper mache Yiggs burning sessions
Like
and stuff.
pinatas and just whacking them with a stick.
Exactly.
I mean, they could probably portray your forehead pretty well because you always say it's
I
big.
mean,
how
but-
big it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that big. Okay, like I'll be nice. I don't think it's that big at all.
I mean, that's the joke, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a receding
It's
hairline.
not
It's no
small,
big
man.
deal. No
It's
big
not
deal.
small, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm.
Yeah.
I'm confident, I suppose. Confidence. I don't care. And I think that's the ultimate stay Yiggs, man. Like, you guys get salty over jokes. Like, that's staying Yiggs.
Yeah, no, that's true. Anyway, there was also the other one that like one last thing before we head to the last break. So basically, what I did was, I hit you up asking for you to be on the podcast and everything. Thank you very much for accepting.
You're welcome.
Thanks. So basically, when you sent me that picture that Raven Boy drew of you, I gave that to my artist, which is Virtual Bacon. And he just looked at it and he just shook his head. He's like, nah, I'm not using this. I'm just going to draw you from scratch all over again.
The picture's awesome, though. Ravenboy put a lot of work into it. Like, he's a bit of a technophobe, as I said before.
Yeah.
He did the whole thing in MS Paint. So, like, there's no layers or anything. So, you know those, like, little dress-up dolls from magazines and stuff?
Okay.
He sent me like a base version of it, and then he sent me like a bunch of mouths, a bunch of glasses, a bunch of like hand gestures and stuff, and like, I kind of pieced it together. You know, it's man, I love that picture. I'm gonna work on it. You know,
it does look cool. I think that we need to rework that. We need to sort of blow it up a bit. You know, it's so tiny. You know, so yeah.
We're grassroots here, man. We're not esports. We got to use what we got, man. I don't want to get too Hollywood and get like vectors and stuff. It's crazy.
Like this isn't exactly Hollywood either. I mean, Virtual Bacon. You know, he takes a bit of time to draw it, but you know, it will take him about maybe a couple of hours just to do one.
Couple of hours.
He spends a lot of time doing this, so kudos to him. I owe it to him.
Kudos to him, indeed, man. Kudos to him.
Yeah, so he'll be doing your player card and everything. After listening to this podcast, so he needs to find out a few sort of dirt on you, which I also have, which I'll be enclosing to everyone very shortly. But
I can take it.
Yeah, but what we'll do is we'll go on the next break. Again, like I said, I do apologize. I did pre-record my plugs there because of my runny nose and everything. But we'll head on to the next break there, and we'll see you very shortly.
All right.
Right. Also, just wanted to mention there that if you guys are hungry and you guys want a really, really nice big burger, then head on down to Handmade Burgers on Kingsland there. So basically these burgers are massive, they're cheap, and they're basically just really good. So what are you guys waiting for there? Just head on down to Handmade Burgers. Not to mention that every so often there, Thursday nights, they will be having Tekken night. So yeah, definitely good to check them out there. We're going to be going on our next break there, guys. Don't go away, we'll be right back. And this is Chrono.
Yo, it's your boy Pete Town Kuruma.
Yo, it's Booze Bender.
Yo, what up? This is Reckless Steel.
Yo, this is Hyena.
You're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And you're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
Yo, this is Parasite NZ.
Hey, this is Penny Power.
This is Royston, and you're listening to
You're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And you're listening to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
Hey everyone, my name is Gabe, aka Jabu the Hutt, and you're listening to Salt Shakers Podcast.
And we are back, guys. Thank you very much for those that have that's been with us since the beginning. This is Chrono here, and I have Yiggs with me.
Hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good that I haven't bored you to death yet. So so basically that's all the all the formalities aside. Let's get to the trolley bits. So so basically there's been a few stories lurking around there. I basically went up to Gabe and I sort of asked him. I sort of just said to him, hey, look, is there any sort of embarrassing stories or anything like that we could actually use on the podcast there? Nothing too personal or anything, I guess, but just funny moments that that you've experienced in the past. So I'm just going to read out two of them. So basically, there's this one where it just said, okay, one time Yiggs was playing Scorpion at the arcade and lost to his capos 9-0. He got so angry that he yelled out some profanity and then proceeded to kick the arcade stick, and it was in a bent position for weeks and couldn't work properly.
Well, I mean, that actually happened, but not one of my proudest moments. I'll apologize to the Brisbane scene now.
What the hell happened, man? I thought that you were like, I didn't think that you were that salty. I didn't think that my senpai was salty.
Caught me on a bad day. Coupled with like how inflammatory Nick plays, like it was pretty bad. I think there was another time where I lost to Raven Boy when he came back. And
yeah, that was the other one. So it says here, another time Yiggs challenged Raven Boy's Lily to a deathmatch right after Raven Boy got back from Japan. He lost that deathmatch and then threw his laptop on the ground and in an angry manner, and also yelled out some profanity.
It wasn't exactly throwing it. Kind of frisbeed it onto my bag. Like I knew it wasn't going to break it, but anger gets the best of everyone. At some point in their life.
What I found funny... They're
not my proudest moments, so let's be
I think it's just funny. I think that the angriest moment that I've got back, and this is in Tekken 7, where I actually... what I hated the most was when you're near someone's rank, but then they try to... what they'll do is they'll try and avoid you. So,
I mean, that's to their...
Well, you put your card down, right? You put your card down, and then they lose deliberately. Or what they'll do is they'll get someone else that's better to play to play their card with the rank on it, and you lose, and then So that happened to me, and I just stood up and I just threw my cards onto the machine, just actually pitched it onto the machine. It just went everywhere. I just got so pissed off. But,
I mean, that's pretty lame. Okay, the other night, I was supposed to have a death match with Alchemist. You know Alchemist?
Yeah, the commentator.
It was what do you call it? It was an unsanctioned DM. There was no terms to agree on. Leave any time.
Yep.
And he failed to demote me 3 times. I was pretty out of it. I had work early the next day, so I'm like, well, you failed to demote me yet again, so I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
GG's, thanks for playing. And he's like, wah, where's your etiquette, bro? And that just brought me back to bloody 2013 or something, where I made that troll post.
Oh, jeez.
That was really funny.
No, but what I found funny about those two stories was the first one where you actually kicked the arcade joystick. That's some really good aim, bro.
I mean, I used to do taekwondo actually.
So you're a bit of a horang.
Yeah.
What did you know? Did you know the the up forward 434. You know that?
Hunting Hawk.
Yeah.
It's 343, I think. But,
343. Okay, well there, yeah.
Like I've attempted it a few times.
You attempted it?
Like, yeah, it's pretty hard. It's let me tell you, man. Horung's no joke. Have you seen the motion cap guy for Horung? He's
yeah, I saw that.
Man.
That was pretty cool,
ridiculous.
man. Yeah. He did it for Law as well. I mean, so for Lei? Did one for Lei.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, no, when I first saw that post, man, I'm like, holy shit, really? Like, you actually bent the joystick? That's actually pretty impressive.
Not really, man. It's bad. Because, like, we went to an arcade called iPlay. And we've been going to that one for about 10 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys that own the place, they're bloody cheap bastards, hey. Even though we put their family in, like, riches, put his 2 kids through school and stuff.
Okay.
We all knew, like, he didn't replace the stick or anything. I actually opened it up one day and I fixed it, myself. Because I felt really bad. Because, like, I broke the machine. It's funny. It's funny at the time, sort of. Not really. But, like, everyone else would have to play on that machine for, like, probably the rest of T7. It's pretty bad.
What was that? Was that a Tekken 7 machine?
It was actually a reconditioned T6. So, like, we haven't had a new machine in that Tekken for a long time, since T6 6.0.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they bought, like, random Chinese kids. Yeah.
Wow. So, basically, you opened it up and you fixed it. So, what actually happened? Why did it bend the wrong way?
Well, I bent it, I guess.
I know you kicked it, but did it actually, like, did anything break inside, or did you just have to adjust anything?
Not like, okay, JLFs are like bulletproof. They're so strong.
Yeah.
I loosened the springs, like not the spring, the screws, and I really only just had to fix the screws. That's it. Hey.
Wow. If I was actually there and I saw you, like, kick the machine, like, if I see you do that, I'll just, like, lose my shit.
Like, laughing or like...
Yeah, I'll just laugh so hard. Probably, like, roll on the floor.
It was quite different over here, because when I did it, everyone's like, what the fuck, bro? We're going to play on that now. And I'm like, oh, shit. I immediately regret doing that. And, like, we've got some angry people in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard of Carlos. He's broken more stuff than me at Replay and iPlay.
Okay.
Do you guys have tokens over there, or?
Well, basically...
Because cards now?
Well, we got cards. Some places still uses tokens, yeah.
He actually uppercutted one of the card readers right off the machine. So, that's...
Shit, that's actually intense.
Yeah, this is bloody intense. Guys, that guy's anger, man.
A lot of anger.
He is the ultimate salt shaker, man.
Ultimate, eh? Okay. Yeah, so those were some funny moments there. Basically, okay, so let's just get on to the next question. So, what was actually, your most saltiest moment ever in Tekken?
I don't know. He's gonna laugh at this, but I think it was the Raven Boy Lily. When I chucked my laptop, like, I think I was having a bad day, and, like, Lily's down back 4 is supposed to be seeable, and, like, I just ate every single one, and I got so salty. Like, I never hate anyone because, like, how they play, but, like, he got me close, man. Like, he got me close.
But that guy's your
Fucking
boy,
Raven
man.
Boy.
He's your boy.
Yeah, he's my boy. He's my Raven Boy. But, like, I think the good thing about video games is for like, eventually anyway, like,
actually, can you just repeat that? Hold on a sec. Can you just repeat that last bit there, because I think it cut off there.
The good thing about Tekken is like, it usually stays in the game. So, like, and, like, Brisbane's really, it's a good place to play because everyone's cool with each other, and I get salty, but I don't stay salty. I stay Yiggs. Nah, but yeah, I think Raven Boy said it in the chat. He was talking trash all up to the event. It was bad. But whatever. Like, he's still my boy.
Yeah.
We've had that rivalry. Like, we're still going.
So,
like, for that rivalry, man. He's linked that video 2010 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And you know what happened sometime this year? We got to play out our rivalry on Tekken, like the Tekken Twitch.
Right.
Twitch.tv/Tekken.
Yes.
We actually made it to the finals of Tekken World Tour.
So you and Raven Boy.
Yeah. We got to fight each other on the big screen. And we've been fighting each other like randomly so many times. We made it to winners final in YSB in Sydney.
Yep.
Like, we just decided to rock up because they had the newest version of Tekken.
Yeah.
Like, we made it to winners final and we had to fight each other. Yeah, it was ridiculous, man. It's either luck or someone's rigged it.
So what would you actually, how would you compare, yourself and Raven Boy? What would you guys be the duo of? Like, what would you compare yourself to?
I don't want to say like Rush Hour, because Rush Hour's Jason and Raven Boy, but like, I don't know, maybe like Lethal Weapon.
Okay, so who's
you
Mel
ever
Gibson?
watched Lethal Weapon? Raven Boy's Mel Gibson. Fun. I'm Danny Glover.
Oh wow! Okay.
Because I'm the older player. Right?
Yeah.
I guess I'm too old for this shit. Raven Boy's it's a bit younger than me.
Yeah.
He does all this outlandish bullshit and seems to work all the time. Like, I was playing Fortnite with him. He's absolutely so trash at that game, man. But like, he's like, boys, okay, we're in a 4 stack, and like, he just hides in a bush while the 3 of us just like put in work. He just hides in a bush the whole time.
Okay.
And like, somehow he comes out on top and he wins. It's so like,
so first of
makes
all,
me angry.
So first of all, he basically gets you to carry him, and then he just comes out and just backstabs you.
Pretty much, like, he got the winning kill too. Like, yeah,
that's dirty. That's super dirty.
Raven Boy. Raven Boy.
So what about in terms of Tekken there? What's your biggest achievement so far?
I don't know, like, I've never considered myself a top 10 player, top 10 in Australia. I don't think, I think if you asked around Australia, no one would put me in the top 10 list anyway.
Yeah.
But I suppose I put in so much work, and like, I guess my biggest achievement is kind of maybe like recognition, maybe.
Okay.
As a decent Ling player from Oceania,
Yeah.
No, like that's chump change compared to like what I've achieved with Ling, I guess. Like,
what? I think that the people in Japan call you Aussie Ling, right?
They call me. Well, like, they don't have the YI sound in Japan, so I think Shuri called me Igasu or something. Yiggs or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, they know who I am. They know me by my name, which is cool. Like, I know a lot of Americans that know me. Like, I've been out of it for so long. You're bound to have heard Yiggs somewhere.
That's the reason why, you also have people like Zazob, which is also known in Korea as the New Zealand Magu.
Ah, yeah, Magu.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And he's actually been on a few videos where he actually, he was in that video where he beat Saint. So, it was good. It was a big achievement.
Pity no one got to see it, hey? Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah, of course. I was there.
Yeah, that was...
That tournament was ridiculous, man. I'll tell you what. I think in that tournament, if you made top 16, that means you're a top 8 player.
Right.
Because it was so bloody stacked. That OHN, I actually... What was my run? I actually didn't lose to anyone from it. I lost to Nobby.
Right.
And I lost to the guy that came 5th. It was Gura from...
Yeah. Didn't you
Gura
just miss out on top 16?
I'm actually not sure, man. Like, yeah, probably. I think I made 17th or something.
Just missed the cut.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I made top 8s before. Like it's not anything new. I made top 8 at Band earlier this year.
Yeah.
Battle Arena Melbourne 9, I think.
Yeah.
That was a stacked tournament. Everyone was there. Pretty much everyone that meant something in Australia was there.
Yeah.
We had JDCR and Saint there, so yeah, sharing the big stage with those guys was pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, basically, I've had a few games with Saint and everything. I even had him over at my house when he did the podcast, and that was a really, really good experience.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He's a good guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a really nice dude.
Good guy. He's different when he plays Tekken though. Like, a bit of an asshole, to be honest. Like when he's playing Tekken, but like outside, he's a good guy. Same with JDCR. Like a lot of people give him trash for being a jerk or whatever, but like he's the nicest guy, man. Talk to him a bit.
True. What about Sodam? What do you think of him?
Oh man, okay. Like you go back and I guess I learned Tekken in Brisbane for the most part, and like you look up to all these guys. We started in the era of like modems. Like you'd have to download bloody like an hour to watch a 3-minute video of a match.
Right.
And like he was relatively unknown back in Tag 1. But come T6 he got pretty famous, and like I kind of looked up to him. Like I didn't idolize him or anything. I'm like, this guy knows a lot about Ling. I wanna play him one day.
Yeah.
And like sure enough, like yeah, we got him over in Brisbane, my hometown, and Carlos put him up for like 3 months or something, like for free, rent free.
Mm-hmm.
He actually lived here for a few months.
Oh, okay.
And like he's a bit of a joker. Hey, like that's probably
well,
the nicest thing I can say about him.
I mean, when he was here in New Zealand and everything, I mean, he was a very good player. But the thing is that he had a really big head.
Well, I guess that comes with... He's an actor, you know? Like, he's a Z-list actor for, like, matinee Korean, like, old people dramas and stuff. But,
okay.
I get he's a celebrity, but, yeah, he does definitely... He loves the limelight. And, like, he's an alright guy. He's a cool guy to hang out with, but, like, in handfuls, man. Like,
right.
Not too much.
Yeah.
I actually drove him from Gold Coast Airport to Brisbane, and that's like an hour trip. And like, yeah, like as soon as he got off the plane, he pretended to trip, and then he rolled into AOP. This was right outside customs, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Are you serious? This guy?
Wow,
this guy legit?" And like, he was like that. He kept it up for 3 months, man. And like, yeah, he's crazy. That guy's crazy. He's got a lot of energy for almost like a 40-year-old man. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I understand. Like, you know, he came over to my house as well, and we were drinking and stuff like that. And just the way he played Xiaoyu and Miharu, it's just out of this world.
Like, going back to the cool runnings thing, like I tried his style, like. Definitely, like I thought I could lean into it, like learn all his sword patterns and stuff. Like I respect his playstyle.
Yeah,
and like it's not really the setups that really impress me the most. I think his timing is probably the best I've ever played against. Mm-hmm. It's really the timing and like his ability to convert off anything. Like he told me back in I think it was DR.
Right.
He made himself a goal. He said he wanted to be Tekken Lord, and he locked himself in his room for I think it was 3 months. He didn't come out, and he came up with all these patterns, all these setups and stuff. And sure enough, he was the highest ranked. He was Tekken Lord, the only Tekken Lord in DR, I think.
Okay.
Back in those days, like
that's some crazy shit.
He's determined. He's a bit of a crazy dude. Like I won't hold it against him. Everyone's different, but like. certainly a handful, and I respect his Tekken.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's
that's probably all I'll say.
okay. No, that's fine. Well, moving right along there. Obviously, you've been listening into the Salt Shakers and everything like that as well. We've put in a lot of time, trying to get all the guests and things like that. And, I've always wanted to have a one-on-one interview with you because, we're both Ling players. And it's actually, good just to sit down and have a conversation with you. I know that, it's kind of weird for like a New Zealander to, for an Australian to sort of be, a guest in a New Zealand show or something like that, as whatever you like to call it. But you probably think that this is a bit different because of the accent and things like that.
We got Maoris over here. I work in a lower social economical area in Brisbane. I used to.
Right.
And we got the Aussie accent. We got the New Zealand. No difference to me, man. And I've traveled so much. I've met so many people.
Yeah.
They're different, man. It feels like we've known each other for tell you what, that's what I'll say.
Well, yeah, I've always hit you up,
natural.
on Tekken Zaibatsu and all these other, sort of, all these sort of programs and things like that. I mean, I did drop off, a bit there for Tekken Tag 2 because I hated the game. I absolutely
didn't like it either.
hate the game because Xiaoyu was trash and
She wasn't trash, but she didn't do too well in the system. I
didn't like it. I just downright didn't like it because just of all the damage output that she has, it's absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's why you needed to play like Eddie.
Yeah, well, I played Ling and Lars as my duo, and
what
that
are you
worked for a
complaining
bit.
about then? That was an awesome team.
That's all right.
Awesome team.
I never really sort of broke the ice though.
Yeah, no, me neither. To be honest, I played solo Ling for most of the tournaments that I played in.
Oh, okay, so no Miharu either.
I did, but actually, if you don't play like Sodom, I tried, but I just can't do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that much energy.
Yeah, you have to really be on your toes, to play that duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People think it's just two links. It is, but managing the life bars is a little bit different because they don't output enough damage by themselves. And together, if you're not on point enough to know if they're going to tech or stay down, then really you're just wasting your, what was it called? Tag assault? Is that what it's called? You're giving them rage for free, which is bad because they do one hit and you have to do 10 hits to equal their damage.
That's the one thing. That's the reason why I just didn't like the game. I was like, you know what? Screw this. Not going to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, that's pretty much it, really. Before we, obviously, people like to say, before we ride off into the sunset, just wanted to ask the original question that I've always had asked all our guests. So, who is your Tekken waifu? It's probably Ling, eh?
I mean, yeah, that's the question, right? I suppose Ling's always been the wife. I think, the ultimate mistress in Tekken is Asuka. Asuka's bloody hot, man. Not gonna lie.
She's got man.
But Ling's the character that you always go back to because she's the waifu. But if you're ever up for an affair, Asuka or Julia, yeah.
Julia even.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
lacking in personality, but I like Asuka's personality.
Ooh, don't say that in front of Zazov, because that's Zazov's waifu.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you didn't put a ring on it, so what can you do, Zazov?
Oh, she's probably vegan too.
Put a rung on it.
I think that Julia Chang is probably vegan.
Yeah, I fucking hate vegans, man. Are you one?
No, nah.
Oh, thank goodness, man.
Nah, I enjoy a steak too much.
Yeah, just eat meat, bro. Like,
Yeah.
just do it.
So basically, so it's locked in that obviously it's Xiaoyu, so we'll just lock Yiggs in for Xiaoyu. For me, I probably, I would think that in Tekken it would be, but if I was to branch off in any other game, it's probably Athena.
From KOF?
Yeah.
Oh.
100%.
Well, I don't play bad games, but like...
Well, I mean, it's a game, it's a cool game, I played that, in my teenage years and things, so, yeah, it's different, but, now it's all Tekken, but, for me, I just think that Xiaoyu is just a safe pick for me, because I've just known her for so long. Best friend, really.
That's true.
Best friend.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Marry your best friend, man. Like,
Marry my best friend? No,
I'll tell you what, man, they gave us so many buffs in T7. Like, I'm talking about aesthetics. Have you seen every bloody finishing move that she has? If you finish a combo, like finish the round with a running 3, they always show her thick ass. It's so good. Like, they gave her that. Is this Ling? Yeah. Like, any move that you finish a combo with, like the round,
right?
Just do down back 1, storming flower, forward 2, running 3, like any move, it'll somehow show her ass, and they buff that like the most out of everything. She's so thick now, man. You can quote me on that, man.
Really?
'Cause I've been
well, I think her Tekken 5 to Tekken 7 vanilla, that outfit that she used to wear, that made her look thick. But now when she's actually got
she's got the bodysuit on, man.
Bodysuit is hot, man. It looks cool.
Yeah. It's definitely top tier, man. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. No, but anyway, thank you very much for being a guest here. It was an honor just to just to have you on the show here. We're definitely we're definitely growing as a brand, so it's definitely good just to sometimes come across the ditch and just snag a few good players, really.
Yeah. It's been my pleasure.
Yeah.
You've been doing a really good thing here, man.
Oh no, well I do my best. What it is really is I sort of went into the podcast without thinking what my end game would be, and I've got Virtual Bacon to thank for this, and what he's wanting to as the podcast there is to sort of make an oceanic sort of player base for fighting games.
Yeah, I mean that's true classic Ling player, right? Like you just run in and do stuff without thinking too much.
Yeah, I just wanted to make fun
Hope
things.
for the best, man.
It's like let's do some interviews. Let's ask these crazy questions. Let's just be clowns. But then later on, you're just like, okay, shit, what do I want to do with this?
Yeah, no, it's a database. Like, is it a database or is it?
It's a database. Yeah, essentially.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, so that's the reason why we have all these player cards and all that shit. It's great. So that's the reason why I was asking Gabe, like, hey, give me some stats on Yiggs and everything. And yeah, you'll probably get a player card very shortly.
Oh, that's sick. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
sure. That's that'll be good because I hope Tekken World Tour, they announced 2018 that Oceania has its own leg, It was pretty stupid to have it like bundled up with Asia or Japan and Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've finished top 50, man, in TWT. Like, I think I could have done a lot better if it was just Oceania competing against the big dogs, and, like, we don't get enough tournaments over here,
Yeah, well, because we're just so far away from the rest of the world, it's kind of sad, but that's reality. You want to get good, just go to Korea.
Yeah. You want to get good, just like make your own leg in the tournament.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but once again, thank you very much for appearing as a guest or as a cameo there. We definitely want to sort of do more of these. Later on, I'll probably be once I make a name for myself, I'll probably do a bit of traveling. Hopefully I can meet you in person and we can have a few games.
Yeah. Are you going to Evo Japan actually?
Thinking about it because I'm no longer working full time, so I've got a lot of time on my hands.
Just book it. Just book it.
Yeah. Yeah, probably might.
Yeah. Book it up. Book it. How do you do the book it? Book it. Man, just book it.
Just book it. Oh, come on, man. That's not even the New Zealand accent at all. Come on, man.
Book it.
You guys, come on, man. You guys always like over exaggerate what we say. We don't even say.
No way.
We don't even say fish and chips. Like you're saying
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips. Fish and chips. Yeah.
You just gotta book it up,
Fish
mate.
and chips. Just what you guys like to say.
I'll see you either way.
Oh, hey.
Man.
It's like
I don't know.
Beach days, bro.
Yeah,
like that kind. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much there. So for everyone that's actually tuning in there, I'll be doing more of these podcasts in the future, and hopefully, can get more Aussie players in and build our oceanic database. So yeah, it's going to be good there. Stay tuned, for a lot of good things happening on the podcast. I think that we're sort of in the middle of season 2 there, but we're starting to get season 3, season 4, and we're just going to continue building these player base and everything. Once again, I'd like to thank Yiggs for actually coming on as a guest there. I also want to make special thanks to the Consoles, who I've been playing a lot of their music on. They're a really good band there, so if you guys don't know who they are, look them up on YouTube there, which is the Consoles. That's spelled Consoul. So, be sure just to listen to some of their cool-ass music. So, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Before we go there, Yiggs, is there anything that you want to mention? Any special mentions on the podcast?
Well, not really. Thanks for tuning in as well to my streams. It's been great. And thank you for Team Solid for bringing up Brisbane Tekken like this. And you guys should check out Raven Boy's channel. Check out Gab's channel. Those guys are always putting in work. And a lot of good things coming up soon. PvP gaming. And we got a new esports thing coming up soon. And just stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
All right, well, thank you very much there. This is Chrono tuning out. And be sure just to listen on the future podcasts.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay Yiggs.
Always stay Yiggs, eh?
Yeah, that's right, man.
All right, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Hey, what's up, Internet? It's Virtual Bacon.
This is Cornova.
Hi, this is Squishy Bob.
Hey, this is NCA.
This is Zazol.
And you're listening to...
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
The Salt Shaker Podcast.
What's up? This is Mia.
Yo, this is Tinkos.
This is Drex.
Hi, this is Milky.
Kia ora, this is Corn Willis, and you're listening to...
And you're listening
to the Salt Shaker Podcast.
And you're listening to Chrono on the Salt Shaker Podcast.
Your lucky star.